everybody, and welcome to Bold Strokes Bookathon. We're excited to have you join us for the author chat with myself, yours truly, Jean Copeland, Jackie D, and Erin Zak. And just a few housekeeping tips before we get started. If you are watching on Zoom, make sure to switch to gallery view in order to see all the speakers on your screen. And also, please use the Q&A box for any specific questions that you may have for us, because even though we prepared, I don't think we prepared like we should have. So we're going to count on you to give us some questions. Otherwise, you're not going to want to know what's going to happen.
He's not wrong.
You're going to watch
you know what?
You're going to watch this whole thing devolve.
I think I'm going to let Jean be in charge of the podcast now. Like, look at her.
Right.
She's got it all under control.
Excuse me, I'm not done. Also, if you have comments you'd like to share with the panelists and other attendees, please feel free to type those in the chat roll. I, as the moderator, will be, keeping track. If you have questions, I will absolutely, we will make time to have all of your questions answered. And also, we are running a 15% off special. Anytime we mention one of our fabulous books, like Swift Vengeance or VIP, or any one of Erin's numerous books, you will probably get a 15% off. So probably.
I mean,
you know what?
It all depends on how you mention
We'll pick and choose. We want a good reason.
It gave me a little bit of info, but not a whole heck of a lot. They don't want to give away the store. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely, Swift Vengeance, VIP, Poison Pen, they are all going to be 15% off because they're all this year's releases. And Erin, we're going to throw a couple plugs in for you, though. All right.
Thanks.
So without further ado, please allow me to introduce our illustrious panel. Jackie D lives in the San Francisco East Bay area with her wife, son, and a gazillion pet friends. During the day, her job is to be Ron Swanson without the cynicism. I'll disagree. I think you got just the right amount of Ron Swanson.
Just a smidge.
Yeah, just a smidge.
Little
night,
dash.
She is a devoted snack wench to a 3-year-old. Jackie has 9 published novels, 2 of which came out this summer. She is a co-host of the sometimes political, sometimes rambling podcast, The Weekly Wind Down. Erin as well is a member, and I occasionally do a special guest star on it, but we will talk about that later. Where she herds proverbial cats and tries to keep Erin Zak and Jean Copeland on topic. Welcome, Jackie, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Jean. It's great to see you again.
Great to see you. Erin Zak, the lovely and talented Erin Zak, is the author of 8 novels, one of which was a Lambda finalist.
2
of them. What were they again?
Breaking Down Our Walls and Create a Life to Love.
Create a Life to Love is also in audiobook now and is doing extremely well on the charts, girl. You're going to #1.
Well,
Create a Life to Love, 15% off now at the Facebook store. Okay. And so, Erin, you also are an avid fan of Star Wars.
This is like watching Jean take a live friendship quiz on
I know. I'm like really loving this. I'm just going to start not doing my
We're not done because I have index cards here. We are going to take a friendship quiz later.
Oh my God.
You just buckle up, baby. You buckle up because I got it all. Right? Avid Star Wars fan. And she is also working on yet another novel, which we will not mention yet. We're going to mention that later on. We'll let you plug your whip, your WIP.
My whip.
I thought you said walk for a second. I was like,
Erin,
I'll plug my whip.
You can plug your whip. I'll let you plug your whip. Okay. Just let me get the business out of the way here.
I'm crying.
All right. And not only are Jackie D and Erin Zak amazing, talented, brilliant authors, they are my writing besties, and I could not be happier to join you guys. Just a little bit about myself. I also have 8 novels out: Swift Vengeance with the gals here, Poison Pen, which is also out. So, Google me, I'm there. Anywho, ladies, did I forget anything?
No.
You sure? Because Erin, you look like you're chomping at the bit to say something.
No, I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I'm so excited about this. Like, how often do you get to be on a panel with you?
Every Friday. Every Friday we do this.
Well, a panel, Jackie. It's different.
No, every Friday. It's a podcast panel. So
but it's live. This is live. Like the podcast. Like, put a sock in me, man.
All right. So let's begin. Let's begin. Can we begin here now?
Yeah.
Now I'm the one hurting cats. Jackie D, I feel your pain every Friday.
Try doing it while they're drunk. It's a lot harder. Yeah.
You know what? Erin's the cat. Let's just say Erin is the cat. Okay.
I'm the wop.
Right. So Erin, since I called you out, let me start with you. I'm going to ask you a question, and of course, Jackie, if Jackie has anything to offer, we're just gonna kind of vibe with each other.
If you have anything to offer, Jackie, if.
Let's begin with you, Erin.
Is my dad on here?
Wait, what? Okay. Erin, you have worked collaboratively with other authors before. Tell us about those experiences and why you liked working with Jackie and me the best.
Well, I mean,
I'm kidding on the second part. Talk about your other experiences working collaboratively before you talk about Swift Vengeance.
Well, I mean, to be completely honest, I never actually have worked like super collaborative.
I know it's a hard word, isn't
it? God.
We'll wait for you.
Thank you. That word together.
Yep.
With other authors, but I have done, I did a short story in an anthology, and I also did a novella. So it's not the same really, but I'll be honest, writing with you two was such a cool thing to do for me as an author, because not only are you guys like literally like 2 of the best people in my life, but you also made me write better. Like you both write so well that I was always like, the bar was constantly like raised, and I had to meet that. Like I couldn't just like clothesline myself on it.
Jesus.
But that's kind of how I felt sometimes. I was like, God, if I don't write to this like level that you guys are at, like I'm just constantly gonna feel like, like I'm not good enough. So I just felt like you both made me very much want to be the best writer that I could be, which I think is always the case, but it just felt it felt good. Like it felt like you guys were constantly pushing me to be the best. And, I always have like that stupid, nagging, self-esteem, you suck, Erin thing in the back of my head. So I feel like you both kind of helped quiet that, which was nice.
It's a full-time job, Erin. Quieting that voice, it's a full-time job for us.
I mean, if I could give you a raise, I would, but I can't. So you're stuck. You've reached the glass ceiling. There is nowhere else to go. Nowhere to go but up.
Well, I'm glad that our effort helped maybe in some way pull you out of the black hole abyss that is your self-worth.
But
you've written for other anthologies before you wrote with us. I mean, that was collaborative.
Yeah, but I do think that it's different in the sense that like we had a common goal, like the Ice Queen novellas that I wrote a novella for that, and it was Aurora and Elle Spencer, and I totally think that was like in a sense similar, because we all had to include Ice Queens in our novellas, but in this particular circumstance, like it was literally us passing this book back and forth and like hoping that we didn't fuck it up, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I loved so much that sorry. I mean, mess it up. Sorry. Gosh, I forget.
We need
the
a live
GZ feature
bleeper.
now.
Can we get someone to just?
Who's on the delay button back there at Bold Strokes? Carson,
On
where
here
are
that
you?
can't hear that word. I feel like we've got some issues. No, but like I personally just felt like just passing it back and forth with you both was just really, really exciting. And it's a different feel than just writing a novella where each one of us was writing the same, like an Ice Queen sort of thing. So
Right,
it was cool in that aspect.
Okay, cool. Now, Jackie, I'm going to ask you a similar question because you went from writing Spellbound with just me into Swift Vengeance with me and Erin. What was your experience, or how would you compare the two experiences?
They were both fun. I like doing both of them. It also made me realize that I probably couldn't do that with just anybody. There's a lot of discussions that have to take place, and a lot of, you have to not be afraid to tell people what you actually think about what's going on, and that can be problematic if you don't have a good relationship with people. Also, it was different in the sense that when I had approached you to write Spellbound together, it was kind of one of those things where I had an idea and I was like, gosh, I really like Jean's writing. I wonder if she wants to do this with me. We weren't really like friends yet. And our friendship kind of built around doing Spellbound together. We went into Swift Vengeance, the three of us were already friends. And so it was, I would say it's a little bit more difficult to do it with three people because the three of us have three very distinct voices. We all write very differently. We have different use of words and vocabularies, and the English teacher over here, I'm sure I'm missing adverbs, verbs, there's all kinds of stuff that we do differently. Comma usage. So it was a different experience, but I'm glad I had both, and I really, really enjoyed doing both. And like Erin was saying on here, when she answered, writing with you guys also makes me a better writer because we're all good at such different things that when I do collaborative work with either of you, I find myself getting better in areas that you guys are already good in. So it's a beneficial process, and I feel like I'm growing as a writer when I work with you guys. So it was fun. I like doing it. We're gonna do it again at some point.
Sure. I totally feel the same way because prior to Spellbound, I like the whole action adventure thing was something I was always interested in. I liked reading it, but I wasn't sure like how to approach it as far as writing it myself. And so I literally learned from the scenes, the action scenes that you would write in Spellbound, and I would learn from that, and then I would take it and try to write my own. So I totally agree that whether it's two of us or whether it's three of us, we definitely all have different areas of strengths that we can share with each other, and then also learn to overcome our areas of weakness.
And we all like agree that Erin she can't write the serial killer though, right? Like that's the thing we all.
I will never.
Yeah, that's.
Erin makes the serial killer too maudlin, too emotional.
God,
the serial killer is not angsty, Erin.
Not at all. And
we're giving everyone a sneak into the exact conversation we had when Erin forwarded. So we all took turns. All of us were responsible for characters. Like Brittany's from me in Land's End, and Tony was from Erin and Breaking Down Our Walls, and then Alice and Leslie were from Jean, and but we all took turns writing all of them. So we had to kind of get to know each other's characters. And I wrote most of the serial killer point of view because I like doing it. Jean wrote, I think, either one or two. And then when it came to Erin, she turned it back over to us. And we were like, no.
I tried. You were so much nicer than that, though. You were like, you did a really good job. I changed almost all of it.
It was an effort. You made an effort.
It was a good try. Good try.
We had to be nice to you because we couldn't have you fall apart before the book was done.
Oh my God. I would have totally been like, I suck. Like I tried so hard, but I was like, oh my God, so many feelings.
Look, we all know we all have our strengths, and we relied on each other. We leaned on each other to compensate for our weaknesses.
Yeah. I thank God I'll never be a serial killer. God.
Yeah.
You'd be a terrible
Yeah.
one. We don't know if you would be one, but you'd be a terrible one.
I would. I'd be like, I did it.
Yeah, I'd never rob a bank with you, that's for sure.
Yeah, don't ever rob a. I could never do any crime. Like God, if I get pulled over for speeding, I start crying. Like I can't even like.
Do you know how many people this surprises? Zero.
Zero, I know.
No people.
Sorry.
Yeah. Next thing I would like to ask, and this is for both of you, so Jackie, you can go first, but I do want to hear from you too, Erin. A lot of readers ask, do you base characters on real people? And as a writer, I want to add that question. Is it possible to avoid that? Because as a writer, I personally don't feel that it's possible to avoid having experiences from your own life, from people you've met, kind of naturally filter in to the characters that you're writing. What do you guys think? Jackie, go first.
I really want to hear Erin's answer to this.
Well, but I want you go. Erin went first.
Listen,
now you go first.
We all work out. You're right. It is impossible to not have bits of pieces of everyone we know in characters because it is what we know. You can't, even if it's, serial killers pulled from, I'm a big fan of true crime documentaries and true crime podcasts and stuff like that. So it's impossible not to include them. I would say that some of my more beloved characters by me, I have definitely pulled very distinct personality traits from people that I love and put them in there because some things are so endearing or so frustrating that you couldn't make it up better if you wanted to. So yes, I don't necessarily pick a specific person to write my characters about. But, we all work out our issues differently. Erin, instead of going to therapy, writes about it. So.
Wow. I suddenly feel like Barbara Walters in
I know, right?
episode of 2020. Erin, would you like to either refute that or agree with it?
So I'm going to agree with everything Jackie said, but I will add that she's right. I do tend to work out a lot of what I'm going through with my characters.
Which is why your books come across as so authentic.
Well, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Also, why they're all such a freaking hot mess. Oh, I mean, every single one of my characters has some sort of issue. Like it is what it is. But that being said, I feel like I would say 9 times out of 10 or, 7 times out of 8, the way that I've written my characters is I always pull from a character in something that has really resonated with me, I started in fan fiction, right? So my book started based on already established characters that I was sort of taking and molding and making not my own necessarily, but expanding on their already established background, which I really love because sometimes coming up with a character's backstory is the most difficult for me because I don't know how to not make them a hot mess. You know what I mean? It's I try so hard to not put everything that I'm feeling or going through into every single one of my characters. And, there's this book that Jackie and I are kind of working on. And I started writing this character that's supposed to be this really strong, awesome warrior. And Jackie's like, well, she's good, but she's got too many feelings. And she's not as full of herself as, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm not yeah. And she's like, it's not you. And I'm like, oh yeah. I forget that it's not me. I'm not writing about me. Like, I can't throw a javelin. Of course it's not me. Like, come on, Erin. But I will say that, like, there are times that, you know, my character, I'm working on a book right now that, like, I had no idea that I wrote so much about my life into these characters until I was going the read through. And I was like, what are you doing, Erin? Like, so I'm going to have to go back and change some stuff, which is fine. And that's fine.
It really is cheaper than therapy.
It really is.
Fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. But
All
that
right,
being
Ross.
said, my characters are not fine. They're all a hot mess. And, you know, like, The Road Home is probably the most me of any book I've ever written. I mean, a lot of the cancer storyline came directly from what I went through with my own mother. And it was impossible for me to not write everything that I felt while I'm writing about my mom, you know, Carol, dying from cancer. Like, it was impossible to not write those feelings. And I mean, it came across really well to a lot of readers. You know what I mean?
Best book you've ever written.
Oh, I mean, it's
Hands
like
down.
there are tons of people that were like, you know, this was so difficult for me to get through because cancer is such a trigger point for me. Like, I've lost so many people to cancer, but this damn book got me because you expressed it so well and so perfectly. And, you know, like seeing my mom deteriorate from, like, this healthy woman to this skinny woman that, like, lost her hair and, like, was trying so hard to be strong for me, for her family. And it's just that whole thing. And, like, it was impossible to not write that into Gwen and into Lila, who essentially was not me, but was everything that I would have been feeling had I been watching my best friend pass away. So
that's why they say, you know, in writing 101, write what you know.
Right.
And Jackie says The Road Home is your best book because it's the subject matter that touched you the most personally out of everything that you've written.
Yeah.
And I agree that in every one of my main characters, there is absolutely a smidge of me. There's a smidge of other people in these main characters. But in the revelation of Beatrice Darby, that 17-year-old to 27-year-old Beatrice, that was the closest character to me personally. But I made her be the heroine, have the courage that I never had during that time period. And it was fun to kind of have Beatrice do the things that I was not brave enough to do at 18, 19, 20. And it was almost like I got a second chance to do it over again, that if I could do it over again, I would have done it so differently. And I made Beatrice do it that way. She was, again, a hot mess. She was complex. She was flawed. She had a lot of things that she was dealing with. But it really, truly is a way for us to kind of maybe process and explore things from our past that we didn't know how to deal with at the time. Jackie's like, nah, whatever. Two emotional saps. So Jackie, Mary, one of our viewers, Mary the Dutcher, wants to know, how did you all come up with the combining the characters from the 3 books you used, and that's for Swift Vengeance? Are we going to see other secondary characters in another book by the 3 of us?
There was wine and vodka involved for sure. It was
no, yeah, don't say no, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying enough so it was a good enough idea that we talked about it even when we sobered up the next day. But
yes.
It was, we took characters that we got feedback about from readers and characters that we thought still had some story left in them. Occasionally we'll get emails, or I'll speak for myself, I won't speak for you too, about secondary characters in books wanting to know if they're going to get their own storyline. And Brittany in Land's End was one of those characters that I heard about pretty regularly. So when we talked about writing a book together, we thought instead of coming up with something completely new, why don't the three of us combine some of our, well, in Jean's case, they weren't secondary characters, they were the main characters, but I mean, Alice and Leslie are great. They're funny, they're sweet, they're endearing, and they gave a good catalyst and a good starting point for Brittany and Tony to have like a soft place to kind of build a relationship around. So it was, we talked about it. I don't know whose idea it was. I think I was a serial killer push in it because I was like, come on, you guys have never written a serial killer. Come on with me. It's a good time. And they believed me for whatever reason. And and then we started, I think we met with Sandy while we were at GCLS, and they let Erin write whatever she wants. So they gave us the go ahead, and and we started working on it almost right away.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything? I mean,
no. I mean, that was it. You know, I think I chose, the only reason I chose Alice and Leslie, well, no, it was two reasons. Because Tony and Brittany were obviously going to be the love interests. So we weren't going to complicate it by having another contemporary character in there. But when I wrote the second wave, I wrote the second wave solely from Alice's point of view. And some of the feedback that I got from readers was, gee, I would have liked to have seen Leslie's point of view. And, you know, I thought to myself, well, if I was more of a professional writer, I would have thought of that too. So I said, well, I will use those two characters as the kind of mentors for these two young women, but I'll do it from Leslie's point of view this time. So the writers will get to see what happens to these two characters, and then you will also get you'll get some ideas. You'll get Leslie's point of view on some things, and that's where we went on that.
I think too, it was such a crazy phone call because I'll never forget when Jackie FaceTimed me and Jean, and Jackie was still living in Pennsylvania at the time, so she had like a 9,000 hour drive from work to home. So she like called us,
give or take, yeah,
depending on traffic. But like she called us, and I remember being like, God, Jackie needs to get off FaceTime. She's driving, but she's like so focused. She was like, this is what we're doing. We're going to do this. And I think we should do this. And we need to pull characters. Think about characters. What are you doing? And I had never been so pumped up in my life to write something. I was like, oh my God, this is brilliant. Oh my God. Like it was like such a crazy idea that like made so much sense. Like I never had to be talked into it. I was in from the word go. I was like, yes, I'm in. Let's do this. Let's rock this, because even if it wouldn't have been Tony, even if I would have pulled a different secondary character, the idea that we got to expand on characters that we've already created, it's that whole idea that like, it's kind of like a fan fiction for your own book. You know what I mean? Like you're taking this character from this show, this book, and you're going to make another thing for them, another storyline for them to go down. And it felt really, really fun and authentic and cool, and not at all what I thought was going to happen, but I loved every second of it. I really did.
Me too. And I remember there was a point where Bold Stroke's going to let us do this. We're like,
they let Erin write anything, yeah.
let's just submit the proposal, and maybe we'll catch one of them on a good day, and we'll say yes. Anyway, I'm very glad that they did, because it was a good experience, wonderful experience for me, because I always do like trying something different. As you know, I'm a genre hopper. Now, Jackie, that leads me to my next question. You are also a genre hopper. Which genre have you received the most reader feedback on, and why do you think that is? Why do you think that's the one?
I get the most reader feedback about my military books, the series that I wrote, the After Dark series, and I get the most from straight men.
This surprises no one. They love the
it's no, I get a disproportionate amount of straight male readers, which I mean, I get it. I'm not judging. I would like to caution them, the book's not written for you, so maybe back off a little bit. But no, I get a tremendous amount of feedback on the After Dark series, mostly I think because it spanned 3 books. It was my favorite series. It was my favorite books to write, obviously, because the characters lasted so long. But then I do get some feedback from readers. Either they love that I genre hop and I introduce them to kind of a new subset of reading material, or they get kind of frustrated because they kind of expect one thing from you and then you're giving them something different. And I think we kind of saw that with Swift Vengeance also. We got a lot of really, really good feedback. And then we had some action and serial killer fans that were like, God, Tony's so neurotic, she kind of drives me crazy. And it's like, yeah, welcome to Erin Zak. Like, this is what she does really well. And I think you got some romance readers that have only ever read romance, and Erin's readers that were kind of put off by the serial killer point of view. I have started to care less and less about that as time has gone on, because I've really started writing things that I like to read and the things that I care about. So although I always appreciate reader feedback, because sometimes it's really on point and they make a really good observation that I didn't catch before. So I do appreciate it. Sometimes I'm kind of like, yeah, that was intentional. People are complicated and messy and damaged, and they're not always going to be perfect and put together. And it's not always going to be a perfect little bow, even in romance novels. So yeah, it's been both good and bad genre hopping, but it's not, I plan on continuing to do it.
Yeah, same. I'm same thing. I want to keep doing it, not on purpose, but because that is what keeps, we were just on the panel, keeping it fresh. That's what keeps it fresh for me. I hear people who have that kind of focus. Erin, you are one that have that focus, that you can dedicate yourself to this genre and grow and be the best that you can in this one genre. I'm all over the place. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Maybe it means I never really get really good at one particular genre. I don't know. Oh my God, I just did my anyway. Yeah,
Jean's working some stuff out here live.
Yeah,
You get to see it.
I didn't know that was going to happen. You know what? I'm coming down from my day drinking, and now I'm all of a sudden experiencing clarity. And on that note, we're going to take a turn now, and we are going to play How Well Do You Know Your Co-Author?
Oh.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, or thank you, ladies and whoever. What I have set up here between Erin, we're going to see how well Jackie knows Erin and how well Erin knows Jackie. And I have a series of questions, and I will ask each of them, and they are true, false questions. And if there is a need to elaborate on them, we can do that. So let's see. This is sort of like the newlywed game for authors. You remember? I know I'm dating myself. You guys probably don't know what the hell that is unless you watch English.
What's cable? I don't.
Yeah, exactly. On the newlywed game, they put newlywed couples together, and they would ask each other a series of questions to see how their new spouse would answer. And it probably caused some divorces along the way, but you know what? That's what makes TV fun.
I'll never quit you, Erin. Never.
Thank you. Same
I don't know how to quit you. All right. So Erin, I'm going to go first. You're going to go first. Now, these are questions about Jackie, and you answer true or false.
Okay.
All right. Number 1, Jackie has visited 9 Buddhist monasteries. True or false?
I'm going to say true, because she was all over the world when she was in the Navy.
It's
Jackie?
true.
Yes!
It is true. And you know what? I said true too, because I said only Jackie is deep enough to be, I mean, I'd go into 1 or 2, but 9?
Right. 9. Like
9.
this one's different. Is it?
All right.
No.
All right, Erin,
There's
you
a
ready?
spreadsheet. Did you keep a spreadsheet and all the differences?
No.
Oh.
All right, question number 2, Erin. True or
Okay.
false? As a child, Jackie won a contest to be honorary Batgirl for the Oakland A's.
Yes, true.
Didn't even hesitate.
No.
No.
That's true, Jackie, right?
It is true. Yeah.
I knew that. I had a feeling. I had a feeling because I knew you were a baseball ace when you were a kid. So I knew that had to be true. All right. Question number 3, true or false? Jackie has a tattoo made in America on her derriere. True or false?
I mean, I honestly do not know, but I'm gonna say false.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
I was like, I cannot imagine Jackie with her ass hanging out at a tattoo parlor. That's just not Jackie.
No, I can picture that, but I just know she wouldn't put "Made in America" on it.
Well, maybe she was in the Navy at the time. Maybe. But I
Right?
just can't see it.
Good. Well, obviously you know Jackie. All right, last question. Jackie has seen Taylor Swift live more than a dozen times. True or false?
Well, I mean,
The pressure's on.
I know you
I
haven't
feel like a
how
lot
angsty.
hinges on this answer.
you did
Look at
not
how
get to
angsty
see
she's getting.
you didn't get to see Reputation because that's when Lincoln.
True or
Oh,
false?
1989.
I
1989. You didn't get to see 1989.
I need an answer. True or false?
False, because she hasn't toured 12 times.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yes! Erin, you scored a 100. You scored a 100. You know your co-author, Jackie did. All right, Jackie.
I love you, G.
Do you think, well done, Erin.
That's a
well
lot of pressure. She didn't miss
Jackie,
one.
do you think you can do as well?
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
I don't
here
know.
we
What's
go.
the over
True
under?
or false? True or
Okay.
false? Let's see how well you know Erin Zak. Erin spent 2 years doing improv at Second City in Chicago.
True.
That is true. That's when she had her affair with Tina Fey.
True.
True. No, that she wishes. Question number 2, true or false? Erin is a self-proclaimed expert in the Rocky motion picture series.
Rocky motion picture series. False.
That is false. Everybody knows Erin is an expert in what?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Very good.
Also, Erin would never call herself an expert because Erin's self-esteem, as we established, is all the way over there somewhere.
Well, that's where you're wrong because she gave me these questions.
Oh, okay. So I'm missing half a point. Half a
She
point.
called herself self-proclaimed expert in Star Wars, and I just mixed it up because I needed a false question to try to stump you. You're very good. I could not stump the D. True or false? Question number 4. Question number 3, Jackie. Erin's favorite cocktail is a Moscow Mule.
False.
False. Why? You have such authority in your response. What is
You
your
just gotta
favorite
own
cocktail?
it. Look, just
What's your
following
favorite
Trump's lead. Own it.
Yeah, what's my
Right?
favorite, Jackie?
What, okay,
Huh?
okay. What is your favorite cocktail?
LaCroix and vodka soda.
Vodka soda lime.
Mhm.
That's Erin's favorite cocktail. All right. Last but not least, Erin, true or false? True or false? Erin studied for her undergraduate degree, ironically, at Ball State.
True.
That is true. That is. What's the matter, Erin? You forgot to apply to Vagina State? Ball State? Seriously?
Oh no, she got a degree from there. Don't worry.
You know it. I passed with straight A's. Man,
You guys, you two know each other like nobody's business. You guys like nobody's business. I have. Let me see. Do you guys know me as well as you think you do?
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
The two of you, right now. I got three true or false
We're
questions.
gonna do it like Family Feud style. We
Yes.
can just okay.
Hit the buzzer. True or false? My 2017 book, Summer Fling, originated as a screenplay in the late 1990s.
True.
What is true?
It's not Jeopardy. Erin got it. Yes. You're both right. Erin got it. All right.
I think
Question number 2. I took a gap year after high school and worked as a belly dancer in Nepal.
False.
What? That can't happen?
You've never been out of Connecticut that
I
long.
couldn't picture your Connecticut ass in Nepal bossing
Yeah.
people around.
No.
Right,
And
it's
what are
false.
you doing? Get over here. I'm dancing. I'm dancing.
I didn't show you my belly.
Last but not least, true or false? I recently went on a 2-state air mattress tour of America.
True.
True.
True. Florida and California, baby.
No.
Oh, I thought it's actually 3 because you did Nevada too.
Yeah, yeah,
I didn't sleep on an air mattress in Nevada.
Oh.
You
That's
got to
true.
pay attention to the question.
Yeah,
All right,
Jackie's
well-
trying to throw us.
I tried to stump you guys, but obviously we all know each other too well. All right. Last question. Let me just check. I have nothing in the Q&A box. Remember, friends who are listening to us at home, who are watching us at home, if you have any questions, by all means, please just throw it in the Q&A chat and we will answer them for you. But what I would like in the meantime to ask you guys is, now, we've talked recently about the billionaires launching their rockets, their penis-shaped rockets
Penis
into
rockets.
space for no other reason other than they can, okay? Let me ask you this, both of you. If Ellen, who is another multi-millionaire celebrity, suppose she decides to go to Mars and colonize it with only lesbians, would you guys go? Why or why not?
I'm not going to Mars.
Why
Like,
not?
They can't even make it happen in that little bubble in Arizona. I'm not going, and I'm not trusting Ellen to take me there. Absolutely not. Hard. But wait, are you guys going? Because if you guys are going, I'll go. But I'm not going. You guys are going.
That was fucking classic right there. I guess, well, I mean, if you're going, I'll go, but otherwise, no. I think every time I think
Listen,
about Mars, I think of the movie Total Recall, and I just don't think it's a good idea.
Hard pass.
Really?
Yeah.
We're talking about a lesbian biodome on a planet where Donald Trump doesn't live. That's not enticing to you ladies at all?
I feel
Donald
like
Trump's
there'd
only
still
gonna be
be
around another-
lesbian. There'd still be lesbian Trumpers there, though, that would be like,
Okay.
the QAnon theories still exist here. And I'd be like, can't escape it.
Yeah, I did like the lesbian bubble thing in the military, and no.
Not so much.
What about Stacy and Stacy? Where would they go? We'd have to leave them here? No, I'd pass.
Let's just have our own bubble
What
here.
about Kai? We'd have to leave Kai?
No, Kai comes because remember what I said.
He's a lesbian.
When the feminists take over the world, we spare Kai because he is not a mansplainer and he's also not a man-spreader. So there'll be plenty of room to sit down and we will be able to have a conversation without someone telling us what we really meant when we said that.
A man spreader.
All right, I got a question, guys.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, Jesus. One of our listeners, Stacy, said, whose fault was it that you had to sleep on an air mattress? The answer, and I have several people that I can throw under the bus here. First of all, Stacy Dempsey, it was your fault that I had to sleep on an air mattress in California. And then it was the lovely and talented hairdresser, Katie Miller, and her fiance that caused me to have to sleep on an air mattress in Florida.
Mhm.
But I got a new perspective of the world, so it is all good I've learned and I've grown from the experience.
I feel like you slept really well on those air mattresses.
I did, but you know, what I won't, anybody who's going to sleep on an air mattress, don't try to sit at the edge like it's a bed, because it's not a bed and you'll roll right onto the floor. Trust
It's
me.
just a bag of air. Why would you try to sit on it?
Well, because I need to put my socks on. How do you, I can't, I have to put my socks on. Dutch asked another question. Have you all considered doing stand-up routine at GCLS? You're gonna have to lay in a big supply of vodka for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd do it.
I mean, we'll host GCLS if you want, but
that we could do, and you know,
do
it'll be like we'll be like Tina Fey and who's the other one?
Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler, you know, like we'll do, the three of us will be we'll try host.
Yeah, the
GCLS.
host extraordinary. The hostesses with the most.
and every time Erin says, "I'm sorry," she has to take a shot.
Yes. And then it will soon be just you and I hosting.
You know, I can hold my liquor.
That's true. She can't hold her liquor. That's true.
Seriously though?
I mean, yeah, not as many times as I say I'm sorry though. That's
right. You know what? Nobody wants to go to urgent care in nobody needs that.
In Albuquerque.
Ladies, we only have a few more minutes left to our author chat, but what I want to make sure that we discuss what you guys are currently working on. I am not working on anything. I have taken a hiatus. I'm going back to school, and so I'm doing nothing. I have nothing to offer this panel. However, Jackie, Erin, please let our viewers know what is in store for them in the coming year from you, ladies.
I'm kicking around one book right now. I'm only like 5,000 words in, so I haven't even proposed it to Bold Strokes yet. I actually sent it to Erin the other day and was like, am I wasting my time or is this worth it? Like, tell me. I should have actually sent it to Jean because I think Erin's always nice to me. I think Jean would tell me the truth. But
100%.
I know you would.
I was very, very honest though. I was honest. I was just very nice about it.
Yeah, it's a take on, it's a vampire-ish old guard kind of book.
Ooh.
So
That's cool.
I didn't even see the old guard resemblance until Erin pointed it out. So I'm working on that. And then Erin and I are working on something together too that we haven't talked to Bold Strokes, but I keep forgetting they're on here listening.
Well, now you have to, so good going.
But we're about, we're like 30,000 words into that already. So those are the two things I'm working on right now. I haven't put anything under contract yet. I like not having the pressure of writing under contract while I'm working out an idea fully.
Right.
So yeah, that's old guard vampire book, and then like a futuristic book that jumps back to the 1960s and 80s with Erin.
Oh, well, everybody likes the nice succubus. So
well, you were our inspiration for the 80s portion, Jean, just because we were just little tykes. So
I will be glad to be the your technical advisor.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you to model for it. That's
done. Erin, besides the collaborative project with Jackie, what else are you? I know I saw a cover.
Yeah, so I'm so I had a little setback, so I had to get an extension because I had COVID. Blah. But
Florida.
I know, Florida, man, Florida. It's called the
That's
Hummingbird.
the only way I'm gonna say it now. Florida.
So it's called the Hummingbird Sanctuary, and it's about three best friends that are like co-owners of this resort in Colorado, and it's like a women's only resort. Like men can come, but like it's aimed more for women, and it's about their lives throughout this one weekend when this very important journalist is coming to like write an article about the resort, and they're like how these three people that come to the resort, how they kind of intersect with the owners. So I'm actually really excited with how it's turning out. I don't often say that about anything I write. So it's
awesome. Now, do you have a contract? Is there a publication date on that?
Yeah, so I think it's it's spring 2022. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember if it's April or May, but I'm pretty sure it's May.
Awesome.
But I'm like happy with all of it. Like Sandy was like super awesome with me going back and forth. Like I did a lot of like character development with this one, and it was actually a lot of fun to like really make these characters my own, and it feels really, really, really great so far. So hopefully it turns out, I don't know.
It'll be positive. It will. You're an awesome writer. Everybody is looking forward to that, no doubt. Both of you have some amazing stuff coming out in 2022. Thank you, my friends, for joining me. And I would like to thank everybody who joined us on this panel tonight. So thank you guys and have a great evening.
Thank you so much,
Bye.
everyone. Thanks, Jane.
Listen to the weekly wind down.
Yes, listen to the weekly wind down.
Available where all fine podcasts are downloaded.
Gene.